Traveling for work today. I'm in Omaha, so if you hear any background noise, I apologize. I'll do the best I can
Yeah.
to kind of keep it low here. So
Yeah, no worries. I appreciate you letting me know.
yeah, yeah.
How was your weekend? Good?
It was great. We played so well. It was cool. So
Yeah.
I'm excited. I mean, obviously with some of the stuff we're doing here, but I'm leaning on them a little harder this year, and they're responding well. So it's been good.
That's good to hear.
Yeah,
I really like that event because I feel like it's
yeah,
just a safe opportunity to like get back at it without, I don't know.
yeah,
It's not a tournament. It's not,
yeah.
um, and it, I don't know.
Yeah,
The
I
facilities.
agree. This is our first time doing it. I think I'll definitely bring more teams next year, but the first, even, you can set up a friendly or whatever, but like the first, 15 minutes with our U11s, this is our first time on the big field, right?
Yeah.
And so it was just like the first 15 minutes was like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, I am looking at you. I know my
No, I
camera's over
believe
here, but
you.
yeah.
You're totally fine,
Yeah,
bro. And
yeah,
I'll be back and forth with that
yeah,
too
yeah,
because I
yeah, yeah,
operate like the opposite
yeah.
street.
Yeah,
Um,
but anyhow, they the first 15 minutes were like just me. Okay, you're not in the right spot. Okay, you're not on your side. But then after that, they really settled in, and it was good to get that under our belts. So
Appreciate it. So real quick, kind of what we'll talk about is
yeah,
what you wanted to get out of the assignment in terms of
yeah,
meeting your development as a coach.
yeah,
What was the experience like? And then we'll walk through the feedback,
yeah,
learning center in the sheet and kind of how to navigate that. And we can definitely take more time to like compress, like take all that information in and we can cycle back if we need to.
yeah.
Um,
That sounds good.
and then your action steps.
That sounds
Um,
good. Yeah, I'm reading. I did get a chance to see your 3A feedback last night. I'm just brought up your 3B feedback here, so kind of
yeah,
making sense of it here, and it's really good. But it's boy, when I sometimes the learning center is just kind of a bunch of words, right? So helping me walk through it
no,
will be good.
for
So
sure.
yeah,
Yeah, I appreciate it. And I do like I'm still walking through how to be more efficient in terms of
yeah.
all of that. And so in the timing of it, like things are taking way more time for me
Oh
to
sure.
meet the standard that I would like for you guys. And so
Yeah.
it'd probably be best if you had a little bit more time to take in that information, but
Yeah.
we'll get there. We're getting there.
No,
Um,
I appreciate it. And by the way, thank you for your feedback on the first assignment too. That was really, really helpful. Because I leaned into it over the weekend and really spent some time. Okay, yeah, that's a good challenge. So
Perfect.
I'm feeling the like, hey, kind of go try it and then get feedback on it and then go try it again type of thing. Because that's what we do at work all the time, right? So it's helping me a lot. So
Okay. Cool. Well, what did you want to get out of the assignment? What are you hoping? Like,
You know,
the-
I think for me that feedback is really important, right? So like, I definitely try to structure this based on what you time to talk through and that sort of thing. But I really was looking forward to kind of saying, okay, yeah, this is good, but here's maybe more level of detail to kind of. I've been using that term level up, right? But here's kind of the detail we expect from a B licensed coach. So I think what I'm open to expecting is like or hoping to get is kind of what we're doing right now, right? And talking through that. So
and then how does that, you kind of touched on it, but how does
yeah,
that connect to your like development plan as a coach in terms of the
yeah,
3A planning and 3B
yeah.
like
I mean,
executing?
it challenging me to do better, right? Is how I'm going to do better, right? So, having somebody give feedback and say, yeah, no, I see what you're doing here, but what about this and that sort of thing, which is what you've been doing, right?
Okay.
Is going to help me learn and learn new ways of doing things. So that's right on.
Okay. Experience enjoyable running it and just going through the motions of
Yeah, I mean, my stress was around the formatting. I hope I structured this all. I think you gave me feedback that like, hey, this was organized really well. So thank you for that. Like I was struggling with just kind of the not having a template other than that spreadsheet, right? So I
yeah,
kind of built my own thing, and that was a little scratchy for me. And then
yeah.
obviously just kind of getting it in so early, but I think we got through it. So
Okay. I would say that that's probably your superpower right now,
yeah,
Bo. The
yeah,
fact that you can start connecting the dots of what was communicated to you,
yeah,
and like the organization of things. So like
good,
you met most of the standards where like I
yeah.
think there's some people who don't even know where to start and are completely
Oh,
lost. It
okay,
was
good.
very easy to navigate kind of where you're at with your assignment. So I appreciate
Good.
that.
That makes
Um,
me feel a lot better, right? Because it's good to be like, okay, you're hitting the mark on some stuff, so that's cool.
okay. So we'll walk through the feedback.
Yeah,
best thing for me, I'm trying to think. Are you able to also view like a split screen, like view the learning center, and then if I pull up your like the comments I made, are you able to do both? Or
I am in the learning. I've got 3 monitors, so I can do whatever we need to do. So do you want me to bring up do you want me to like download the assignment and share it, or what do you want me to do?
No, the best thing for you to do is I'll share like my comments page.
Okay.
Yeah. But if you could pull up the feedback in the learning center, so then.
Oh yeah, I have it right here. I want to make sure I get it right. Yeah.
So, because that's probably I'm gonna work off one to go to the other, basically.
Perfect. Yep. And I'll be honest, like I read through it in the learning center, but I didn't spend a lot of time with the PDF yet. Just so that's good.
Okay. That's fine. And that's what I kind of want to walk through some of the details with you to the PDF. But so like just how you if we talk about the assessment, so you did a great job with like providing an assessment. The one piece I want to take one step further. So you gave me a good background of like what your environment's like, what the players are like, kind of what's the situation, where they are from a skill level standpoint. One thing we want to tie in, and this is really, it affects your periodization and your choice of activities, is where those players are in their developmental characteristics. Because your coaching interactions may be impacted by what their characteristics of the players are socially, right? Or like the physical demands that you're asking of the players, right? And the way that activity design is set up could be impacted about where they are in their maturation and growth as a player. Like
I think I'm tracking. So I think what you're saying is like, you're saying adolescence, Bo, from a dev stage, but like give me more specifics on the team, right? Because they might be in different spectrums, the different places on that spectrum. Is that fair?
Yeah, or like socially, how do they respond to things? It's in that framework. It actually like divides it all out for you. And so it just maybe things to keep in mind as you're planning your session. That like that's going to look differently for 13, U13 girls than it is going to be for U19 boys, and how I design things, what they're able to handle.
Cool. That's good. And I'm going to make some notes while we do this, just to kind of put them in my own words over here. So that's perfect. Thank you.
If you need me to slow down, or
I will let you know.
Okay. So this was, I'm finding it's a common mistake, but if you look at the periodization template, there's a 6-week cycle piece of it.
Yeah.
To the assignment, and then there's like the 1 week. And so basically what you do is you go in and you put into more detail the 1 week, and it shouldn't be too hard for you to fill it out at all.
Yeah. Okay.
Like,
I see it now.
There's a little bit more detail to the pieces of it's basically connecting the 6-week periodization to like almost the training.
The 1 week you're focused. It's like the 1 week you're focusing on, so to speak. Is that
and
right?
it's the 5,000 view, the 1,000 view, right? And so just break it down. And it shouldn't be too hard for you to submit that. You're just adding in a little bit more detail for the week. So you have it sorted, but just add it into your presentation and just resubmit.
Will do. Yep.
So it's pretty easy. Okay, so the feedback on the PDF, we talked about the assessment piece of it. One thing that's really helpful for me to understand kind of where you're at is how you develop like the area of the field in the moment and how that builds throughout the cycle. So even if you want to add in like another, like a table, a communication piece of like, this is how I'm organizing what we're working on and why, like where does that, I don't know if I'm being very clear.
Can you give me a specific example? I'm not tracking.
Yeah.
Give me a specific example.
So like, the environment I work in, we start in the area closest to our own goal, attacking. And then as we go to develop in that topics for that week, I do the inverse of that. So the inverse, and this is one example, and it's just the mentality of how we do it. So the inverse of that would be defending in the space that's close to the goal that we're attacking. Right?
Yeah. So you're essentially saying, hey, I'm building from the back, and then you're saying I'm focusing on pressing up.
Yes. But the reality is the thought process for why we do it that way is because there'll be components of player actions and principles of the inverse topic. Like they'll get to work on it for multiple days, even though they're different moments. So like my team, even if my focus for the week or that training session is how we're defending in the final third, like the players are still going to have experiences of how to build out of their own third because of the inverse of it. That doesn't mean that's the right way to do it. Like I can just, right? And so, like, how are you building the topics through the fields? And I think one big piece of that is there, and you can please correct me if I'm wrong, I didn't see any transitional topics.
Transitional topics in sessions? Tell me more.
Yeah. Did you plan for transitional moments?
On here.
Might be missing them.
Yeah, I guess I am.
So that's an important piece of.
Yeah, I'll add it.
Yeah, and then how you insert that, and the reason I want to understand the mindset behind it, because it'll help your players understand like what the week's going to look like, or what the week's going to look like, or how you're going to layer information or build information, or right. And I kind of laying that out for me gives me a good idea of what you're looking at.
That makes sense. So, to a certain extent here, and I apologize because your screen's small. It's been a minute since I built this, but I'm gonna lean over here. So,
getting bigger. Is this?
Yeah.
Is that?
No, you're good. No, you're good. That actually goes up. So I see your point about that. It's interesting because we actually. It's a little weird, right? Because some of these kids had some time over the summer, right? So for my starting point here, I generally am the same way with you, where I'm saying, hey, I want to build from the back, focus on that kind of initially, right? I didn't do that here just because I wanted to kind of have this be applying to like where we're at, right? So that was kind of my mindset there.
Yeah, and that's okay.
Yeah.
There's not a right or wrong with this. It's just like communicate what the thought process is, I guess.
Yep.
And have structure, and what's your that should
Put
be
more context in there
in terms of how you're presenting specific moments, areas of the field, I guess.
No, I like the idea of the areas of the field, because that was something when I was putting on here I kind of struggled with a little bit. Like I even from the C license, it's like I want to say, hey, I'm attacking in the attacking picks. I like just adding that going forward. And then I'm seeing some of your other questions on here. I don't want to jump ahead, but
no, that's okay. Just
keep going.
For the sake of language, and we'll talk about
I agree.
Positional networks that help.
I'm inconsistent with that. I'll fix that. Yep.
And then I'm looking at this jumping into a fitness session. How did that go for you?
Actually, it was mixed, right?
Okay.
We had done a little bit of workout the week before, but we pushed on them a little bit, and it actually, I was okay with it. So,
how did they? It probably helps you have the night off the day after, but how did they respond on Wednesday?
Wednesday they were a little goofy, right? But they're also 13-year-olds. But I think that's right. I mean, I think it was starting off. We had the next day. I'd be interested to know feedback on that, though, because that was one of the things as I was laying this out, right? I'm looking at this saying, hey, I've just started the season, right? We're just getting into it. And, are you, and we're quite away from games in that scenario, right? Are you doing something similar there? Are you going lighter? Like, what would you recommend for something like that when you're going to kick it things off?
I mean, I think it depends on if you're saying that they've had some training and physical load prior to this. Like, what does that look like? I mean, you could go into a fitness knowing at the same time, like, I'll say this, like, if that's the first day I have players in my season and there hasn't been much formalized structured training before that,
right?
Like, I'm probably hitting a little lower.
Going a lot lighter. That's good.
And there's also, like, for all these things, there's also the emotional, social impact of it as well. Like, not just the physical. Like, I guess that is part of it. Like, the cognitive impact of, like, okay, first session out, like I hammered them. Like, how motivated they are, they come back.
Yep. You know what's interesting about it, Ginger, and it kind of even applies to, again, I realize that results on the field don't necessarily always apply to kind of where how your sessions are at, but we're really, like,